started doing YouTube, the biggest change I've seen in myself is the way I speak to the camera. Of course, there are cuts in these videos, there are editing in the videos, but most of the time when I'm speaking, when I have the clarity of my thoughts, I know what to speak. And that didn't used to happen. A lot of times you can see in my older videos I stutter. There are a lot of cuts in this video because I'm maybe blabbering, I'm stuttering, I'm saying words but they're not coming out of my mouth clearly. And sometimes I'm just making useless points that do not make cut in the video. So those things have started to being prohibited. Sorry, not prohibited. Those things have started to go away from my video, and I've started to avoid those things because I did these 3 things in my videos that I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So not a lot of people are gonna watch this video, but if you are watching this and you have weak communication skills, trust me, this is a real life example. You can watch my videos, you can go back, go to the oldest and watch my videos, how I used to speak, what was my voice like, what was my confidence like, what was my eye contact with the camera was like, and go and check it out how I speak in those videos, and you will see the difference that I've made through a couple of years. So first things first is taking a breath and controlling your breath whenever you are speaking. Because first of all, if you're talking to a new person and you want your voice to be deep, if you have less oxygen or less air in your lungs, the voice that will come out of your mouth would be much more squeaky, या फिर पतली voice होगी. Whereas if you take a deep breath and then you start speaking, first of all, you'll have much more clarity in mind, you'll be not out of breath, and the voice that will be coming out of your mouth would be much more denser, deeper, and more impactful when you're speaking to someone. That has been a change that I've noticed. You can see in my videos past, I used to have less, depth in my voice, less, it was not that deep, and I used to blabber a lot. I used to say things in middle of the sentences. For example, I'm speaking about something and then I would speak like that, and things would not make sense. So taking a deep breath allows you to take a time for yourself, have a clarity of mind, and also gives a depth to your voice whenever you're speaking. So first of all, whenever you're starting to speak to someone, take a breath. It does not have to be a really deep breath and then you start. You don't have to do that as well, but just take a breath, have oxygen or air in your lungs before you start speaking. Second thing that I've noticed whenever I'm speaking to a group of people, whenever you go to a group of people and you're trying to speak to them, a lot of people judge themselves before they even open their mouths. For example, I'm going to speak to a bunch of people who are talking about something related to businesses, they're related to economics, and I go and stand over there and I have my points to say, but for some reason, if I'm a lower confident person, I would judge myself into thinking that the point that I am about to make would not make much difference to this conversation, so I should remain silent. And the moment they, suddenly questions come to you because you're in a part of a group that is having a conversation, you won't be just sitting there silent. People would wonder what he's thinking. So they would be asking like, yeah, what are your opinions about the climate, economic climate of the country? What do you think the tariffs that Trump has made a difference, and what is your opinion about it? The moment they ask you a question, now you are in a under pressure situation. When you're in an under pressure situation, you are most likely to stutter because adrenaline rushes into your body, and that adrenaline has to go somewhere. Some people start stuttering because their mouth moves too much. Some people start shaking. Some people might just get nervous and say, I don't know. And sometimes the voice, because you're not speaking, because you are not ready for that question and you're just suddenly put into a spot to speak, the voice that comes out of your mouth might be a lot more squeaky than you would have liked. And then you would think about it like, यार उस समय इतनी पतली आवाज में मैंने क्यों बोल दिया, ऐसी आवाज मेरे अंदर से कैसे बाहर आ सकती है, and all those kind of things. So first of all, be present in a conversation that you're having with some people, and just think yourself as superior or equal to those people. Whenever I have made public announcements, whenever I have made public speeches in my colleges and all these things, even in my content creation, I think of my audience as someone who are either equal or less than me. I think of them as dumb people who are here to listen to me because I'm about to give them the knowledge they don't have. When you think it that way, you are in a superior position, and being in a superior position is allowed to say something to the whole audience gives you confidence, gives you a confidence boost, gives you a feeling of superiority that will help you, articulate your words more, be more confident into saying. You will not be as much nervous, because adrenaline only rushes into your body when you are panicked, when you are in a lot of pressure. So, for example, if you went to a stage and you have to give a speech to the people, and like President of India, Prime Minister of India, and fucking all these directors and all these very knowledgeable people are in the crowd, and you're just a student passed out from school, and you do not really have a script. Even if you have a script, it's a very mediocre kind of script. You will shit your pants. The adrenaline will rush to your body, and you will stutter, you will get nervous, and you will probably choke. A lot of people just freeze at the spot because the voice does not come out of their mouth. It has happened to me before as well. Like, for a moment I have choked. Not choke, but like your voice does not come out of your mouth, even if you want to speak. And then you take a sip, and then you sit down, and then you say the mediocre shit that you wanted to say. Instead of that, and showing yourself as a nervous, underconfident person, think of the people that you're speaking to as dumber than you or equal to you. This will help you give confidence, bring down the nervousness and the adrenaline rush that comes into your body. Third thing is how to learn to speak. Because a lot of times people are not speaking to everybody else. We are not that, extroverted people. Extroverted people like to go out to people and speak to them. It gives them energy and puts them in a good mood. While introvert people avoid doing that because it brings the energy down, it drains them. So if you're an introverted person or person with less confidence, you're not speaking to a lot of people. We usually stay in our rooms and keep it to ourselves. So if you are me, like me basically, I do not talk to a lot of people. I hardly choose my people to talk to, because I do not want to waste my time and energy into talking to people that I won't remember after the conversation. So like, what's the point? So we are not talking to a lot of people, but how will we learn how to communicate confidently? Well, if you are me and you have started creating content 1.5 years ago, you will notice a difference after 1.5 years of talking to a fucking camera, that the way you are speaking is much more better now. This is how we learn. If you're not speaking to a person, you can speak to your own self, or I speak to a few people who watch my videos, and I know people are watching this. I know some people will hear this, write their comments down below. It could be mean, it could be supporting, it could be anything. But being courageous of being judged, having the guts to be judged by the people and still speaking my mind or speaking my heart out, I think pushes everything out of the way. The more you speak here, the more you think, the more you experience this environment of speaking to a camera, the more confidence you would have in your real life as well, because your body is now learning a skill to speak confidently, continuously in front of something that you can come back to. You can go and speak to a wall if you like. Just speak it in a way that you're talking to someone, like I'm talking to you guys right now. I know this is a camera, but in my mind, I know that I'm speaking to a lot of people as well. So I know I'm speaking to people, I'm not just talking to a wall. And this type of conversation is a type where I can come back and revisit and see how much I've grown and learn. This is learning. Humans learn from doing things, not just reading or just watching things. We learn from doing things. Nothing has been learned by just watching or experiencing. We learn from doing. So start doing this activity where you sit and you record yourself. You don't even have to upload this to a social media if you do not want to become a content creator. You can keep it to your phone, you can keep it on a drive in your laptop somewhere, but just record yourself speaking. Use the tricks and tips that I've said in this video. Take a deep breath. Think the person you're talking to is dumber than you, which could be a camera, which could be a lot of people, which could be a wall. Imagine you're talking to someone who's dumber than you, and speak your heart out. It could be anything that you'd want to talk about. It shouldn't be something difficult like economics or science or maths. It does not have to be those things. It just has to be something you're very, very aware about. You know how I speak confidently in my videos, because the topic of discussion here is me. And my experiences, I know who I am, I know what I've experienced, I know what to speak. So it is easy and it's easy for me to speak into the camera and have the knowledge of subject that we're talking about. When your teacher speaks, and those great teachers who are very influential and who speak like you know people get influenced, people get motivated by their speeches. Even if they're teaching science or anything that they want to teach, they know the knowledge of the subject, and they have not been shy with it. They have openly expressed and talked about it with other people. You think anyone who gets on a stage gets perfect and gets that confident from the first go? Of course not. They have been doing that. They have done that over and over and over and over again until to the point they came in front of you and spoke confidently and influenced you. It is not an overnight thing. It is not a one-time thing. It is not something that you do for a month and you have it. It's something that you have to do for your whole life. Communication. Either you're sitting for interviews, either you're giving a speech, or you become a social content creator. Either you're speaking to people, your girlfriend. This is how you get influential, if you know how to speak. If you want to talk to me about it, if you want to express your feelings and some issues or concerns that you're facing right now with communication, there's a link down below in my description for my Discord server where you can talk to me. You can tag me there and ask a question, have a discussion with me. We'll get on a call and discuss with you there. And yeah, I'll try and help you. I'll try and be a friend in need maybe. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. See you boys, keep working hard.